Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. Now in this video we're going to look at some driving myths, separating fact from fiction and letting you know what is and is not illegal. Now I want to do a quick health warning though before I start this video, because some of the things that I'm going to talk about might not be covered by a specific criminal offence, but there is a catch-all offence of driving without due care and attention, or careless driving, which is contrary to Section 3 of the Road Traffic Act 1988. And if you do any of the things that are mentioned in this video, and that causes you to drive without due care and attention, then you can be prosecuted, so be warned. Also, I want to make it clear that I do not endorse doing any of the things that I'm going to mention in this video. The safest way, of course, to drive is to be fully concentrating on the road without any distractions. Welcome to my channel, Andy on Crime, where I talk about high-profile criminal cases and other aspects of criminal law in England and Wales. With all that being said, let's get into the video. So the first myth that I'm going to look at is it illegal to eat and drive a car at the same time? And the short answer is no, it's not. It is not illegal to eat and drive at the same time. Now, before you all rush out and start snacking whilst you get behind the wheel, if you present a significant danger whilst snacking on the move, then, as I mentioned at the start, the police could prosecute you for careless driving if they don't consider you to be in proper control of the vehicle. So short answer, no. Longer answer is it may be careless driving if the circumstances show it to be. And following on from that, is it illegal to drink? And we're talking about the non-alcoholic variety. Is it illegal to drink whilst you are driving? Well, similar to eating, there is no specific criminal offence that prohibits you from drinking non-alcoholic drinks whilst you are driving. But again, if you pose a risk to other users because you're not driving with due care and attention, then you could be prosecuted for careless driving. Is it illegal to smoke whilst you are driving a vehicle? Now the answer to this one is slightly more long-winded. Now smoking at the wheel is not a criminal offence in of itself, subject to the same caveats with regards to careless driving if you are not in proper control of the vehicle. But smoking in a car that is carrying passengers who are under the age of 18 is a criminal offence and was made illegal in England as of the 1st of October 2015. So short answer is it's not illegal if you're on your own, subject to the caveats of careless driving, but if you are carrying passengers under the age of 18, then it is illegal to smoke in a car. Now the next one is something that my childhood memories have always told me is illegal, but is in fact not. Is it illegal to have a light on in your car whilst you are driving? Now, my parents always used to tell me that you couldn't have a light on whilst you were driving, and I suspect now the answer was because it was distracting them and they didn't want it on. But it's not specifically illegal to have an interior light on in your car whilst you are driving. But again, if a police officer judges that it is a distraction to you, they have the right to pull you over and tell you to turn it off, but not specifically illegal. The next one is it illegal to have open alcohol inside your car? And this is like a can of lager being opened or a Smirnoff Ice, if that's your poison, a bottle of that open in your car. And the answer to that is no. Now in America, some states state that you can't have open alcohol in a car, but in England it is not illegal for a passenger to drink whilst being driven in a car. Now the only laws relating to drinking and driving are the ones set out that you cannot drive whilst over a prescribed limit. So the simple answer for this is if you are going to be driving a car, then you should not drink alcohol. But there's no specific rules prohibiting passengers consuming alcohol whilst the car is in motion. It is, however, and it should be pointed out, if you are supervising a learner driver, so if you are a competent driver who is supervising, then you cannot be consuming alcohol whilst you are supervising them. Is it illegal to drive whilst wearing earphones or headphones? Now again, there's no specific law that says it is illegal to drive whilst wearing headphones, but it is highly ill-advised and could come under careless driving, as someone could be considered to be driving without due care and attention, as listening to loud music could be very distracting and could render you unable to hear traffic warnings or even ambulance sirens. The next one is probably the most common driving myth that I hear, which is, are you allowed to go 10% over the speed limit without getting a ticket? And the simple answer is no, you can't. The law regarding speeding is driving in excess of the speed limit. So if you're going 31 miles per hour in a 30, then you run the risk of being given a ticket. Now, as a matter of policy, and that's policy, not law, most, if not all, police forces do allow some tolerance, which is generally 10% plus 2. But don't take that as a sign that you can then go and break the speed limit with those speeds, because if that discretion is removed, and it can be done from time to time, then you could be caught going in excess of the speed limit, even if only by 1 or 2 miles per hour, and still receive a ticket. There'll be no defence that you were going 10% over the speed limit, because the law is about being in excess of the speed limit, with the police applying policy, and policy, as we know, is much easier to change than the law itself. And finally, if I have fully comprehensive car insurance, does that cover me to drive other cars? Well, the answer to that is there's no blanket policy with regards to driving other cars. You must carefully check the wording of your policy. Now, in most cases, if you're over the age of 25, generally your policy will allow you to drive other people's cars with their permission, and you will be covered third party. But that's not a guarantee, and you should always check your policy schedule to see what it says about driving other cars. But if you're under 25 or have certain previous motoring convictions, or the car that you're going to drive is particularly unusual, then you will probably find that there is an exclusion from that in your policy which stops you driving other people's cars. But as I've mentioned, the best thing to do is to check your policy carefully to see what the wording is and to see whether or not you are permitted to drive other people's cars, where you will be covered third party. That's all for this video. If you do have any comments, then please drop them down below. If you did enjoy this video, then please do give it a like. And if you'd like to see more from me, then please do subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching. Take care.